They buried me in the water and I came, I knew. Ha ha. Now I'm baptized in blue.
I'm a fighter, I'm a winner, never quit. I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a fighter, never winner, never quit. I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue.
Welcome to the Changing the Culture podcast with your host, me, Autumn Clifford. This is the only self-help podcast hosted by a female cop. I want to welcome you. If you loved that intro, then I want you to go to the end of my podcast and make sure you listen to that music, that tune. It's called Baptized in Blue by One Time Music. He's a fellow police officer. You can find him anywhere you can listen to music. He's amazing. I'm really excited to have you here. I hope that you enjoy this podcast episode as much as I enjoyed making it for you. So excited to have you here on another episode of the Changing the Culture podcast with me, your host, Autumn Clifford. I'm really excited about today. We have Miss Adrianna San Marco, who I'm just so excited to introduce you to. If you don't know who she is, she went through some shit recently from Syracuse University for just being who she is and just saying how she felt and standing up and saying what her truth was. And unfortunately, because her truth didn't fit the narrative of that time, she got a lot of shit. And I'm really, really excited for this episode. Adrianna, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited for you to be here. Could you tell us a little bit about you?
Yeah, so I'm a sophomore at Syracuse University, studying political science right now, and I am also a senior contributor at Law Enforcement Today. I've been working there since early June or early July, when I got fired from my other job as a correspondent and columnist at the Daily Orange.
Yes. So this is what I want to talk about. So first off, we love Law Enforcement Today. I've been a contributor there for years. We had Kyle Reyes on this podcast. Love him. Love everything that they're doing. So I want to talk a little more about that. But what I want to talk about is what happened. I want to dive really deeply into what happened to you, because this, to me, the reason why I just loved your energy and I just really wanted to have you on here is because you just stood in your truth and you just stood up for yourself. And I have to say that it must have been incredible. I don't know. Was it like intimidating? Was it hard? I want to hear everything. Can you tell everybody what happened?
Yeah, so I wrote an op-ed and opinions piece for LifeSet, which is a completely independent media outlet based in Washington, D.C. And the gist of the article was that the police aren't racist. The police aren't institutionally racist. They don't target Black Americans the way that the mainstream media is saying that they do. And I used FBI statistics and a couple of studies to prove my point, and then just general logic. And that wasn't received well by my peers at Syracuse, as well as my bosses at the Daily Orange. I got fired 2 days later. They said that my piece was racist and promoted racist ideology. And then from there, I got dozens of threats to assault me and to murder me. So where it stands now is that I'm no longer a on-campus student, because the Department of Public Safety and myself don't really think that it's safe for me to be there right now.
Wow. So can you tell me what the article, like what exactly were you saying?
I said that the police weren't institutionally racist. I pretty much said that when you look at the rates of crime versus the rates of fatal shootings, you see that Black Americans are shot almost as much as white Americans are shot when it comes to police shootings, but you see that Black Americans commit almost the same percentage of crime for homicide and for robberies. So the statistics are what they are for a reason. It's not that police are seeking innocent young Black men to just shoot in the streets. It's that they are chasing them when they're committing a crime, and it's unfortunately leads to a shooting. It's awful, but it's not racism. It's police doing their job in a horrible situation that unfolds after. And then I said one line that the Daily Orange particularly took issue with, which was that it was something along the lines of the statistics are what they are for a reason. And it isn't because of racism, it's because of crime rates. And if you want to see change, you have to decrease the crime rates, and that will decrease the amount of shootings.
And that's what they got mad about?
That's what they took issue with. And they said that it was promoting racism. And they pretty much called me a racist to myself, and then on multiple social media posts that they made on their own accounts. And I got fired over it. And they linked that article directly. They used that article by title and by the publication's name to say that that's the reason for my firing.
Oh my word. And so, yeah, so you're still going to school there for social sciences?
I am still going to school there. I'm still debating transferring. It's difficult to transfer right now with COVID and with some of the scholarships that I have, but I'm still looking at alternatives because even the response by administration wasn't the greatest. You know, I still haven't had a single word with any high level administrator to say that, you know, they're sorry that their own students are threatening to, quote, beat the shit out of me on campus. You know, they haven't said anything against that. They haven't made any statements to say that, you know, this isn't an okay thing to do. So they've implicitly sided with them, and then with professors who have also said that I'm racist and that I'm awful and that I should never be in their classroom.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. How's your family doing? Like, how are you doing, like, mentally?
Better now. I think that when everything was kind of unfolding and I was getting, you know, you're racist, you're an awful person, I'm gonna hurt you, I'm gonna put a bullet in your head, when I was getting those kinds of comments on a daily basis, then that was a lot harder for them. But now everything's kind of settled down, and I've settled into my job at law enforcement today, and everything's gotten a lot better.
So you know what's interesting is, do you know who Lieutenant Colonel David Grossman is?
The name rings a bell,
chance?
but I don't remember exactly.
So you could, I bet, I don't know if he's written for LET, but he's a huge in the law enforcement in our area, in our culture. And he wrote the book called Killology, and like on killing. And basically, so he is this retired lieutenant colonel from in the military. He actually taught the military colleges, but basically he is the psychology. He goes over the psychology of like killing and what happens when somebody goes to war, or even talks about like our officers, and gives tons of trainings. And he is honestly like one of the kindest people, like teaching us how to cope with the shit that we've been through. And the media through all of this have said that he's, you know, he's the one teaching officers how to kill people, and like he's part of the problem, and you know, that we're killing people at unprecedented rates and for no reason, and we should be shooting people in the leg, and you know, just stuff that they have no idea about the actual job. But anyways, I'm just telling you, like, the media got him. I have another friend, he's been on the podcast, he's the owner of Law Officer magazine. I don't know if you heard about him, but he got attacked. And so anyways, it just seems to be, you know, it comes in hot, comes in strong, and then it just goes away. But the fact that, so what I want to go over with you, so you never like wavered, like what did you do when the college said all this stuff to you? And did they ever say like take that out or anything like that? Or
No, there really was no room for, you know, take this down, or behind the scenes, you know, you shouldn't do this. It was, you know, a direct attack to the public rather than talking to me privately. Even in the face of that, I haven't like wavered at all, because I feel strongly about what I believe in, and it's not something that I'm going to hide or, you know, waver on.
yeah, absolutely. And so what do you do for LET? I want to hear all about that.
I'm a senior contributor, so I write pretty much on a daily basis, reporting stories that are either sent in from people that have a story to tell, or stories that have been reported at other sources that are, you know, really big within the national news about the election and about officers.
Love it. And so has anything super meaningful come across your table recently? Is there anything off the top of your head that you've written on that you'd like to talk about?
I've written on a couple of stories that have come out of Syracuse University, which I think are really important. And then I've also covered one story in particular that you were talking about earlier with people saying that officers need to shoot people in the leg rather than shooting in the midsection. There's one story that stuck with me even a month or two later. An officer approached someone at a traffic stop and he did exactly what the media has been telling him to do. Don't shoot first, tase and use your pepper spray. And he did both of those things multiple times. And in the end, the assailant wasn't stopped, wasn't deterred at all by the pepper spray or by being tased multiple times. He pulled out a gun from underneath his driver's seat and shot the officer dead on the side of the highway. And that's really stuck with me, that if all of these people that know nothing about police training and know nothing about what police deal with on a daily basis, if they're the ones giving the advice, it's going to lead to police officers being murdered.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And how is that have you like spread the word, or have you like talked to people about that? Because obviously that's probably having a pretty big impact on you. How are you, like, are you talking about it on your social, or like what are you doing to like spread the word? Because I can tell that you're very passionate about this.
Pretty much every article that I post or that is published within Law Enforcement Today will get posted by their social media, and then I'll share it on my Facebook or Twitter. Most of the time my Twitter, because I'm more active there, but I'll always share the stories that I write.
But in your personal life, like, do you have these conversations like with your friends and family? Are you like,
Yeah.
and are they being enlightened by this stuff, or?
Yeah, definitely. I've definitely had a lot of these conversations with my immediate family and even people that, disagree with me and like to send me mean messages on Instagram. Once in a while, I'll talk to them and, try to explain my reasoning. It doesn't go well most of the time, but I'll attempt to engage in a conversation with them. And then I've also gone to a couple of pro-police rallies or Back the Blue rallies that are, in my hometown. Not a ton because of everything that's been going on with COVID and social distancing, but, trying to stay active and trying to go out every day and represent what Law Enforcement Today is all about.
Absolutely. And so you're in social sciences. Like, so what would you like to do with your career?
Journalism is really where I want to stay. I kind of realized earlier in the year that this is my passion and this is the career I am choosing for good. I think that political science is just a good way to help me get there because, it's important to know about what you're writing about rather than majoring in journalism and just know the process of writing.
Yes. Beautiful. Beautifully put. So what are your aspirations? Like, where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
I'm not sure. I was talking to my mom about this the other day. I know I want to progress. I know I want to grow within the journalism community, but at the same time, I always want to write for Law Enforcement Today. I want to grow, but I don't want to give up my current job. So the future is kind of open. I'm not sure what's going to happen or where I'm going to end up.
Do you know Tommy Lauren?
Yes, I do. I love her.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe you can aspire to be something like her.
I used to say that she was like my career goal. I wanted to get a show on Fox or wanted to get a spot reporting on Fox, but maybe one day.
Yeah, she's cool. We like her. We like how much she backs the blue too. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about you. Like, tell me like your background, like, and I want to know kind of like what led up to this. You've been like, how have you always been like, you leaned more conservatively? Did you always back the blue? Like, tell me what led up to this. I want to get to know you.
Yeah, I've always known that I leaned conservative since, 7th grade in our civics class when the teacher put up a T-chart of what was conservative and what was liberal leaning views. So I've identified with the Republican side of politics from a pretty young age. I registered when I was 18 as a Republican voter. And then my first job reporting was at the Daily Orange as a conservative columnist. So I've always reported on the right side of politics, and I've always been pro-police, although I've definitely grown more adamant and more active about being pro-police and reporting on police issues within the past couple of months because of everything that's happened.
Absolutely. And so tell me about your parents. Like, how were they with the whole thing, like with you and what you said? Were they okay with it? Were they nervous? Or were they like, oh my goodness? Like,
well, at the beginning, I honestly didn't even tell them that I was putting out this story. I had been writing for the publication that it came out on, LifeSet. I've been writing them for a while, and I've been doing a story a day. So, we thought it would just be business as usual. I would put this out, and the next day I would put out another story. We didn't realize until a couple days later that this story was going to stick around for a while, and it was going to create a little bit of a headache for everyone, but they are both extremely pro police. My mom has worked in law enforcement in different roles for the past 10, 15 years. So she is
Really?
definitely supportive of what I say. Yeah.
What does she do? Do you mind? You don't have to tell me
That's
specifically
okay.
where, but just like what does she do?
She worked as a community service officer and then a 911 operator. And now she is currently, she works public safety at a college in Florida.
Awesome. Oh, so you're up in like like I'm in Maine, and so so you're up in New England, kind of New Yorker. Are you still there?
I go to school in New York, but I came down home to Florida as soon as COVID started, and I haven't been back to New York. I might just skip
So
it. The whole state is kind of going downhill now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't blame you. You like the warm weather, huh?
I actually hate the warm weather. That's why I went to school in New York because I can't stand the warm. I can't stand warm weather, but uh, give and take.
Yeah, exactly. And family's good, and so family supports you, and so
Mhm.
it just seems to me like, through this last, 20 minutes of just talking to you and getting to know you, it just really seems like, did you always know? So did you always know like what you wanted to be? You just seem very sure of yourself. And I appreciate that. Like, I love that. Love seeing that in somebody. And where does that come from? Tell me about that.
Um, Career wise, I definitely haven't been very sure of myself. I've wanted to be everything from a police officer myself to wanting to be a politician. So I really just, came into wanting to be in journalism full force within the past couple of months. But I've always been very sure of myself when it comes to my political leanings. I really don't think a majority of my views have changed since I was 14, 15. Um, I've known from a very early age what I found morally correct and morally incorrect, and I'm really not willing to waver on those kinds of things.
So do you think that that's like your upbringing, your morals? So you lean very highly on your morals and values, correct?
Yes, definitely.
And you think, is that like something really big? Like how you've been brought up? Have you been raised? Your family? Are they like that?
Yeah, I think so. I think my mom, especially, has always been, very this is right and this is wrong. And, this is how things should be. And this is, if you see something going wrong, you should stand up and talk about it. So definitely, I think it's been part of my upbringing.
In high school, did you ever have any issues? Like, were you bullied or anything?
No, I really just kept my head down and didn't really talk to anyone in high school. I did a lot of stuff on the debate team, but I was never really political in the Democrat versus Republican sense because that would have been a mess.
Well, and it's not even that, like, I just think that what I really admire about you is I just admire what it seems like is how sure you are of just who you are. And you're like, hey, this is
Mhm.
how I feel. This is how I see things. Here I am. And so, do you think that journalism has helped you with that? Would you say like that's like definitely helped bring that out in you?
I think so. I think it's definitely provided, a basis for me to research things more because before I got really into journalism, and even when I was a columnist, I was doing, one or two stories a week. So I would know some things about what was going on in the world, but not everything. But now that I'm writing so much, it's really given me an opportunity to know everything that's going on from the election to COVID to international relations. I have a pretty good grasp of just how the world, what's happening in the world. And that's really helped me to solidify my beliefs because I have I have a deeper understanding of what's happening.
Absolutely. And what would you say that's helped you become so resilient? I mean, you bounced back pretty quick, and LET, did they reach out to you, or did you reach out to them, or how, I mean, you bounced back from this and you're doing really well.
Yeah. Kyle Reyes, the national spokesperson for Law Enforcement Today, reached out to me and we talked for a bit and, figured it was a really good fit and I should, give writing there a go. And that was back in July, I believe. So, yeah, it was pretty much like a match made in heaven. I love Law Enforcement Today. It works out pretty well.
And like what did you do? Like how did you handle like going through all the bullshit? Like what were you doing? Like what were you telling yourself? How were you like, all right, did you shut down your social media? Like how did you handle all of that?
Um, it was hard. I think that I relied a lot on my friends that I've made throughout the college Republicans chapter that I was involved in my freshman year of college, and my family as well. And I talked to them a lot kind of behind the scenes about, what I should do, where I should go from here. And that helped me out immensely when it came to just processing emotions and then realizing that nothing that anyone says on the internet matters, unless of course they're threatening my safety. Then that matters a little bit, but still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did really well. And one thing I just want to point out, and for all of our listeners, is it seems like this, Adrianna, it just seems like you followed your passion and you're continuing to follow your passion, and that's allowing you to be who you are unapologetically. And I think in life what happens is when we get sidetracked. And I think when we don't follow our passions, when we're not following our heart, when we're not following our reasons for being here, it's very easy for us to get sidetracked. And then it becomes very easy for us to not stand in our truth, right? So imagine if like you wrote something that just wasn't that, like it was something different because maybe you said something, I don't know, but maybe if it was just different than you like actually following your passions, it could have been a little bit harder to, deal and stand back up and get back up as quickly as you did and stuff like that. Would you agree?
Definitely. I think that, if it had been like we see so often with 7-year-old tweets coming up about horrible things being said, I think that if that was the case, I definitely wouldn't have been so quick to defend myself and say, this is what I believe. But this is the case of I put out my beliefs through a reputable publication and I'm willing to stand by them because, I sat down and wrote them. I put a lot of thought and research into what I had to say, and it is absolutely how I feel.
Absolutely. I love that. Now, Adrianna, what's next for you? What do you're writing for LET, which we love. What else are you doing? What else can we be on the lookout for? Anything up and coming yet?
Besides LET, I'm not sure. I kind of keep my options open for any opportunity that comes my way. But as of right now, I'm not sure what my next moves are.
I love that. And you're a big writer. So we just want to put it out there. You're a journalist and you enjoy writing.
Yes, definitely.
I love that. And now how can our listeners find you? Where are you on the socials?
On Twitter, mostly, Adrianna San Marco. So my full name besides the O, because Twitter doesn't let you have 16 characters in a username. And then if you Google my name, you'll probably also come across my Facebook, which is where I share a lot of the stories that I write as well.
I love that. And we will put, and let's put maybe, can we get that article or wherever? Would you send me maybe
Absolutely.
the controversial article, and we'll put it in the show notes for everybody. Thank you so much for being on here and just sharing with us, what you went through, because I think it's really important that everybody knows when you go through tough times, they'll pass. Tough times pass. You know what I mean? And thank you so much for being here with us, Adrianna. And we will find you on the socials. And Sheepdog Nation, we will see you next time.
They buried me in the water and I came, I knew. Ha ha. Now I'm baptized in blue.
I'm a winner, never quit. I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit. See, I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a fighter, never winner, never quit. I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit. See, I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue.
They buried me in the water in the Holy Ghost. I came out with a badge and gun and a heart that said never run. I signed up for a job you wouldn't dare to do. This ain't no green screen movie, don't compare the two. We look at your actions in the elements and everything relevant. If they line up, prepare to pay the consequence. You do dirt, you get cussed, no bluff. It's ignorant to think we will shoot with your hands up if you the police. You feel the world is against you, like every call you go to, people trying to tempt you. Well, Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary, I ride on the devil, I ain't scary, and I ain't worried. You want my life, come take it, it's gonna be a fight. I take you to the light, like Will and Bright. I wouldn't expect you to understand what I do, only the thin blue line, cause they baptized in blue.
I'm a fighter, I'm a winner, never quit. I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit. See, I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue.
pain when I see a name on the wall. All I feel is rage, put me in a cage, let me brawl. Sometimes I can't help but cry, like why did he die? I know it was him, but it could have been I. What about the kids? What about the spouse? Yeah, now who gon' put food inside them babies' mouth? It's a bigger picture when the officer down. Domino effect, Blue Nation, family, country, and town. The media don't cover us. Well, maybe Fox, cause MSNBC and CNN surely don't care about cops. Politicians more concerned about protecting the legal instead of laying the law down and protecting the people. Let me get off my soapbox before I curse. I don't seen way too many cops riding in hearse. Well, I wouldn't expect you to understand what I do, only the thin blue line, cause they baptized in blue.
I'm a fighter, I'm a winner, never quit. I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit. See, I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a fighter, I'm a winner, never quit. I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit. See, I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue.
If I'm faced with a mission, I'm gonna complete it. If that means being deleted, I live with the credence. I do this for the combat vets and LEOs. When I'm suited, ready to go, it's either friend or foe. Only Lord knows what my future's in store. I only kill with the hope to see more, so God don't close that door. If I take a life, it's him or me, with the hopes to survive, not bigotry. I go in situations that you cannot imagine, deal with things that you cannot fathom. Know it, but I'd rather fight for a cause than live for nothing. So when you read my headstone, you know I died for something. You hypersensitive shit complain by justified force. You blame the cops first, that don't work, you blame the courts. But I wouldn't expect you to understand what I do, only the thin blue line, cause they baptized in blue.
I'm a fighter, I'm a winner, never quit. I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit. See, I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a fighter, I'm a winner, never quit. I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit. See, I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue.